There is a silence that falls just before the night breaks. A quiet so thick, it feels as if the world itself is holding its breath. In that stillness, a shadow slips through the branches, silent, watchful, unseen. An owl. Its wings cut through the dark, softer than a whispered secret, barely stirring the air. Yet for centuries, this ghostly visitor has carried a burden far heavier than silence. It was feared. Not merely as a bird, but as a messenger, one who carried death itself. Look back through history's lens, and a pattern emerges, etched deep into human fear. Owls are not just creatures of the night, they are harbingers of a darkness no one dares to speak of. But why? What about this quiet sentinel of the skies made it synonymous with the end of life? At first glance, it is the eyes. Those vast, unblinking orbs that pierce the blackness in a way that feels almost otherworldly. They don't simply see the world, they seem to see beyond it, past the veil we all live behind. A gaze so penetrating it feels as though it could strip your soul bare, or read the deepest corners of your fears. And the calls. Haunting, echoing hoots that reverberate through empty woods and abandoned fields. It's not a sound you hear alone, it's one you feel in your bones. A call that shatters the fragile calm of night, as if summoning something invisible and terrible. The owl's presence is a paradox. Alive, yet somehow spectral. Silent, yet screaming in the dark with its echoing cry. It is nature's ghost story made flesh and feathers. In many ancient cultures, this was no coincidence. Owls were entwined with death in myth and memory. Watchers at the edge of life, symbols of transition, and sometimes agents of doom. In the ancient world, owls were seen as creatures of the underworld. Their appearance was a whisper that death had drawn near. Romans called the owl a prophet of misfortune. A single hoot was enough to freeze a heart with dread. In parts of Africa and Europe, sighting an owl was like glimpsing a shadow crossing from one reality to another. A messenger from the beyond, bearing news no one wanted to hear. The owl's nocturnal nature only deepened the fear. Night, after all, is when the known world collapses into uncertainty. Owls, masters of this darkness, became avatars of the unknown. They seem to govern the twilight, where life and death touch. But here lies the hidden pattern, the deeper mechanism beneath these fears. Owls are not just eerie, they are extraordinary. Silent predators, perfectly adapted to hunt in the invisibility of night. Their feathers, soft and fringed, muffle every sound. Their eyes, enormous and fixed forward, capture every fragment of light. Their heads, able to twist almost completely around, as if surveying worlds beyond our own. Humans, creatures of daylight and noise, once lived in constant tension with the night. The night was home to dangers they could neither see nor understand. The owl's silence and sudden presence was a living reminder of nature's hidden terrors. A symbol of vulnerability. In the cold grip of survival, fear is a tool. It sharpens senses, alerts the mind to threat. The owl's uncanny abilities triggered something primal. A warning system not just for death, but for the unknown forces that hunger in the dark. The emotional escalation is subtle but relentless. It creeps in through whispered stories told around firelight. Through the sudden hush in voices when the owl's call rings out. It lingers in the chill that runs down the spine when eyes catch a fleeting shadow. This fear is not irrational. It is carved from evolutionary experience. A survival instinct encoded in the no man's land between night and day. Yet, what if the owl's role was misunderstood? What if, beneath the layers of dread, there lies a quiet wisdom? This is where the story reframes itself. The owl's eerie reputation, its association with death, transforms into something deeper, an ancient adaptation. A symbol of transition, not just an omen of ending. Owls witness the boundary where life fades into something else. They remind us of the cyclical nature of existence. Not just the abrupt finality of death, but the subtle unfolding of change. Their silence is not absence, but presence. A presence that watches and waits. A guardian of thresholds. Owls teach that facing the unknown doesn't always mean fear. Sometimes, it means respect. Recognition of the vast, unspoken mysteries that weave our world together. The owl's flight is a bridge between seen and unseen. Between our waking world and the shadows we avoid. And in that bridge lies a quiet power. To confront death not as an enemy, but as a part of the story. To find grace in the dark that surrounds us. The owl's eyes do not just see the night, they see the truth hidden within it. A truth we carry, often unacknowledged, deep inside ourselves. There is a strange comfort in that. A knowing that the unseen is not always an enemy. That sometimes, in the quiet and in the dark, there is something more profound waiting just beyond our grasp. So when you hear an owl's call in the dead of night, listen closely. It is more than a sound. It is an invitation. To pause. To acknowledge. To remember that in darkness, there is not just fear, but also understanding. And in the stillness that follows the hoot, there is a breath held, not of dread, but of reverence. The owl does not bring death. It brings the quiet knowledge of life's fragile, beautiful balance. And sometimes, that is the most profound message of all. In the end, the owl is not a bringer of doom. It is a mirror held up to the human soul, reflecting our deepest fears, and perhaps, our greatest truths. For in every silent wingbeat, in every unblinking gaze, it carries the weight of existence itself. The weight we all share. And in that shared weight, a strange companionship. A reminder that even in darkest night, we are never truly alone.